Hello and welcome to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. I am your host, Stephanie Thompson. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild and NAFTA, a classically trained singer-songwriter, a vocal coach, and an actor myself. Well, in this show, we review 4 categories of films: action, family, drama, and comedy. In this particular segment, we are going to review 3 action films, and I'm very excited. Now, all 3 of these action films are R-rated, so none of them really to take the kids to, but I thoroughly enjoyed them, and I will talk about that. The first one that we're going to talk about is Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde stars Charlize Theron, Sofia Boutella, James McAvoy, John Goodman, and Charlize Theron it's called Atomic Blonde because she virtually explodes on screen, okay? She's just like amazing in this movie. You know, she won an Academy Award for a reason. She's a great actress. And this is another case of being a great actress, and just her character is complex and deep and introspective and interesting and has many layers to it, and just was very captivating to watch. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this movie was all of the clothes she wore. I could not believe all of the outfits. I was like, what is she gonna wear next? So I really give props to Cindy Evans, the costume designer on this movie, because she did an amazing job with the clothes. It was just fantastic. Now, this movie was very dark, and the reason for that, it had that very dark feel, and it was based on a graphic novel called The Coldest City by Anthony Johnston. So there was a reason for that kind of graphic novel feel, because it is based on a graphic novel. So it has that feel to it. So basically, the synopsis is that Charlize Theron plays Lorraine Broughton. She's an MI6 agent. She's brought in to get a list that has agents on it, as a clandestine list that has agents on it. And if it gets in the enemy's hands, it's going to be very detrimental to a lot of people. She's also looking for a double agent in this movie. So there were so many layers to this movie. It was very interesting. It was not predictable. It had me guessing until the end. And even at the end, I was like, what? Oh my gosh. So I loved that about this movie. And she kicked butt in this movie. I mean, she totally kicked butt in this movie. And Sofia Boutella, it was nice to see her in a different role besides The Mummy, the last thing we saw her in, which I reviewed, The Mummy. And also, James McAvoy played a great role. I won't say what exactly he did because I don't want to give it away, but he had a great role that he played in the movie as well. He sort of started out as their sidekick, but then that kind of faded away as the movie progressed. She was kind of on her own. So anyway, I gave this movie 5 popcorns. I thought this movie was tremendous, and I highly recommend you see it in the theater, because seeing all the action sequences on big screen is just really exciting. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Kidnap with Halle Berry. All right, we'll be right back.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field, in one place, at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.
Welcome back to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. Well, we just talked about Atomic Blonde in the first part of the segment. Now we're going to talk about Kidnap, which starred Halle Berry and was directed by Prieto. This movie was a thrill ride, okay? The synopsis is that this woman, played by Halle Berry, goes after the kidnappers of her son. She's in a park and she loses her son. She goes looking for him. She can't find him anywhere. They have this little game that they play to keep track of each other, and she can't find him anywhere. And she calls him and she finds his toy or whatever that he's left behind, and she sees these people pushing him into a car. And she goes after them. And that's the beginning of the movie. Well, that's the premise of the movie. Okay, so you would think like just having Halle Berry on screen chasing these kidnappers the whole time maybe wouldn't be that interesting, but it was riveting. And I was so impressed with her performance. It was like edge of the seat kind of knuckle bearing time watching this film. All of the things that she did in her character to go after her son. I mean, I thought it was really well written, and the only reason that I didn't give it a total across the board yay, like I like to, I'm like the movie cheerleader, is because there was one part in the movie toward the beginning when they did something, and if she had made one decision to do something, the movie would have been over at that point. And so I think they shouldn't have made it so easy for her to have made this choice to do this thing. Because I mean, I'm not a mother, but I saw these kidnappers as being pretty desperate, and they have the guts to kidnap this child. They obviously mean no good. So she made a decision to not do something at one point, and I thought she should have done something. It would have ended the movie right there, but she shouldn't have. The filmmaker shouldn't have made that opportunity there, because that to me, I kept thinking the whole time, why didn't she just end it there? She could have just ended it there. So later on, she did, make some choices, which I was like, yay, yes. But that one point in the movie, and when you watch the movie, I think you'll see what I mean. But other than that, I thought this movie was amazing. I was totally into it the whole time. And the action sequences were powerful, and her acting was powerful. And it made you think, like, really, what lengths would you go to if your child were kidnapped? And you knew who the people were, and you could go after them. It really kind of made you think about that. So, anyways, I gave this movie 4 popcorns. I highly recommend, again, to see it in the theater, because you get that big screen vibe when you see it in the theater. And that's what I think for Kidnap. So we're going to be right back after this short commercial break, and then we're going to talk about the Hitman's Bodyguard. All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jamie Lee Metz, CEO and founder of Skin Fitness here in Las Vegas. We've been serving Las Vegas for over 17 years. We're proud to announce we just won 2017 Spa of the Year by Image International. That's the skincare company of the Miss Universe pageant. We offer exclusive treatments like our Time Eraser facial, which uses multiple modalities and literally erases time. Our Pore Purge, which is the ultimate in hygiene. And our Fire and Ice facial, which literally removes and soothes the skin at the same time. Come see us at our new location here in Village Square. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. Well, the first part of this segment we talked about Atomic Blonde, then we talked about Kidnap. Now we're back from our commercial break and we're going to talk about The Hitman's Bodyguard. It stars Samuel L. Jackson, Salma Hayek, Gary Oldman, Elodie Young, and Ryan Reynolds, of course, Ryan Reynolds. Okay, Hitman's Bodyguard. So the synopsis is this down-on-his-luck protection agent, played by Ryan Reynolds, is tasked with this job of protecting a hitman, played by Samuel L. Jackson. Now, they are mortal enemies. They have tried to kill each other many times. In fact, he says in the movie, he's tried to kill me 28 times. And he's supposed to protect Samuel L. Jackson to get him to The Hague to testify against this warlord. And there are all these people between them and The Hague who want to prevent this from happening. So they have a lot of obstacles in front of them to get to there. And Salma Hayek plays Samuel L. Jackson's wife. And she is locked up until Samuel L. Jackson follows through with his job of testifying at The Hague. And she's kind of funny as his wife and makes fun of the people holding her and stuff like that. She has a fun role, and I'm sure she had a good time playing it. Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, well, they had really good chemistry together, and I really enjoyed watching them together on screen. The only thing is that it was directed by Patrick Hughes, and he did a great job, playing them off of each other. The only thing is, I just wonder if, it's rated R, so of course there's a lot of language in it and everything. I just wonder if maybe there would have been more funny lines, if there had been less, emphasis on having all the language in it. There might have been more emphasis on more funny lines, because I was expecting it to be just like nonstop laughs, but it was just like, well, I can't say the words that they used, but it was like who can speak more profanity than the other, kind of. I felt like it was kind of a game of that at some point. So that was my only quibble with the movie, just because I thought that I had really high expectations going in, I guess, so that was one of my things. But it still was a really great movie, and there was this one action sequence where Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson is separated, and Ryan Reynolds goes through all this stuff with the bad guy, and he's fighting him, and he does all this crazy stuff. And then he finishes, and he gets reunited with Samuel L. Jackson's character. And I'm like, how did they do that? It's like, how did he know that he was going to be there? So that was really funny. But it's one of those movies where they do not show all the funny parts in the trailers. So I was really happy about that. And I thought it was a really good, fun time had by all. Good action, good humor, good acting, and definitely something you want to see in the theater again. It is R-rated for a reason, because of the language, so it's not a kid's movie per se, but it's fun for adults, and I gave it 4 popcorns. So that's my take on The Hitman's Bodyguard, and I will see you on the next segment. Thank you.